How do you feel about this week's game? I know that the big news came out that Justin Herbert's out for the season, man. How you feeling about the Chargers and how the season has gone so far?
Starting out before the year, right? Yeah. Before the season started, everybody got these high expectations and stuff, what their team's going to do, how great this player is. Everybody's kind of running around during the offseason looking sweet in his jerseys and stuff, not, pads come on, season start, and now, those IG videos, the hype videos the guys posting during the workouts on the offseason, that shit go away. It's like, dude, you just posting all this, I'm about to tear the season up, and, so I think that, by the 4th to 6th game of the year, everything starts to pan out. Yeah. Which team is really real, whatnot, and you really typically only got about 5 or 6 teams that got legit shots at the Super Bowl, right, when it all is said and done. And so you look at this team with the Chargers, and on paper starting the season, got Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, who went down also, Austin Eckler, Bosa, Khalil Mack, Derwin, J.C. Jackson. So you're looking at like, they're going deep in the playoffs, right? That's the first thing that come to your mind when you look at how this team was built on paper coming into the season. Then J.C. Jackson is coming back from injury from last year, and then Mike Williams goes down early on during the season, and this person goes down, and I'm like, so stuff's kind of clear up a little bit. But more importantly, man, I think that for us. And when I say us, I mean former players or whatnot. There is a sense of disappointment, right? We just had the alumni weekend this past weekend, and Gates got the Hall of Fame. He's coming up for the Hall of Fame 70. He's got the Chargers Hall of Fame. So I got a chance to see all of Jamal Wade, Big Maul, everybody who you don't get a chance to see a whole lot. So that was really cool. But everybody's disappointed, right, on how the season's gone, how things have kind of unraveled. Because Brandon Staley, I was one of the first ones he called when he got hired. Okay. He called me at night, and we talked on the phone about 25, 30 minutes or so. And I got hyped. I was hyped because of how he talked, how he presented himself. He come across as a good leader, very smart, data-driven, all these other, great players, coach, intangibles, and you felt this spark, right? This is change in the former coach who was there, coming in, new attitude, so that was there early on. And we did see, some improvement in some areas, but we started to see, over time he didn't get better. Yeah. He didn't get better as a coach, right? You always have a year grace period, no matter what, when you come in, right? Yeah. New coaching staff, everybody's trying to get familiar with each other, all this other stuff. Okay, now what, year 3, 4, whatever year he is now, that has worn off. Yeah, and now there's a decision that has to be made because everybody know and understand in the NFL, it's a performance-based business. Exactly. You can the NFL, man, is so cutthroat in how they run business and how they do things, and I mean cutthroat in a good way. Is fine. It's very performance-driven. Yeah. And from the front office, coaching staff, players, training staff, equipment guys, you don't perform in any one of those areas, they will look to move you. Yep. Yeah. And so, people are saying, Brandon Staley's he's been on the hot seat this whole year. To be quite honest, right? Yeah. After they got bounced out of the playoffs from the Jaguars to now, right? Because everybody's calling for him to get fired last year after the Jacksonville game. So
that game fucked me on one of my bets, man. All I needed you guys to do was win by 7.
Nobody expected that to happen. Matter of fact, dude, after the first half, I turned the TV. Yeah. I was going back. I was watching other games. I was on the phone. And then one of my boys texted me. It was the beginning of the 4th quarter. He said, "Yo, you watching the Charger game?" I said, "No, dude. They blowing Jacksonville out."
We good.
I said, "No." Yeah. No, they ain't. Bro. And so when you have a team like this and they're underperforming, you have to start looking upstairs, the top, the top and the coaches. Because, all these guys, we know they can play. We know Khalil Mack can go. We know Justin Herbert can play. We know Austin Eckler, Mike Williams can. We know these guys.
Got a squad over there on paper.
Yeah, so we know that they can play because of their body of work in the NFL. So what's really going on? What's really the issue? And that's when you start to kind of look at the head coach.
What are your thoughts on saying I've been hearing a lot of Bill Belichick or Jim Harbaugh? That's a guy that's been getting a lot of talk, especially even Raider fans, Charger fans. How do you feel about that?
I think those two great coaches, between Bill Belichick and Jim Harbaugh, they come with a big price tag, huge, both of them.
That is.
And so the Chargers have to make that kind of commitment to do that. By the way, there's no guarantee you bring either one of those in that thing's going to be better. Yeah, just because they're great coaches don't mean it's going to be better. That's one. The second part is, and it's nothing against Bill Belichick at all. He'll go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, head coach of all time.
Yeah.
in this day and age, I think the game has passed them because of where the game is right now. The players, the money that's out there. It's So when Bill Belichick had all these players and they were winning Super Bowls, whatever, the guys wasn't getting paid like what they're getting paid now.
Yeah.
Guys wasn't shooting TikToks and building their own brands and social media and all this other stuff that's going on. And so Bill Belichick has a very old school approach, the Patriot way, right?
Yeah.
And I think that when you're talking about now in this day and age of how guys could be coached, I don't know if it's going to work. Jim Harbaugh might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
He's down there with younger kids in college or whatever. He's done extremely well with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Over his tenure in his career. I think that might be a better move if they were to decide to move on from Brandon Staley, which it looks like they may.
Yeah.
I would take Jim over Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is going to go. Somebody going to pay him a big number. I think he'll end up with the Commanders or something like that. They're going to stroke that check.
Yeah.
They got a lot of money down there, and it's big market. They it suits if that's what they plan on doing. So, if they're going to move on anybody, it'll be Jim. But then again, there's other really good offenses and defensive coordinators that's coming up.
Yeah.
College coaches that may be that make that jump to the NFL. So there's a lot of other opportunity as well.
Y'all know what it is, Raiders, bitch.
Just win, baby. Let's go.